All right, my friends, so we're going to go through some Q&A here this morning. So this is from Doris in California. She thanks me for the YouTube videos, says they're wonderful. Well, much obliged. She says she finally understands spousal benefits, but has a few questions regarding what happens if her husband waits until he is 70 to file for retirement. All right, he needs to continue working due to his health. Pablo's down there causing a fuss. He needs to keep working due to his bad health. He is 64 and we're both of the same age. He is 1 month older than me. Okay. We're both born in 1954. Oh, man. We have lost everything due to bad real estate investments and 3 parents with Alzheimer's. We only have left real estate assets. I have worked on and off throughout the years, but he has been the main income earner. I started my own business a few years ago thinking that this would help me catch up, but it has not been the case. I understand that I can file at age 66 for a spousal benefit based on what he will get at age 66. You can't do unless he files, Doris, because I don't think you were born on January 1st of 1954. So if you're born after January 1st, 1954, you don't get a spousal benefit until he files. But if he dies before he reaches 70, will my Social Security income increase? Yeah, so, at the end of the day, let's just say he files at 70. You can't file for spousal benefits until he files. So you might want to think about that for sure. But once he does file, you can file for your spousal benefit. And then at his death, you will just get whatever he was making at that point. So if he files at 66, his full retirement age, then you'll get that benefit. If he waits until he's 70 with the delayed earnings credits, you'll get that benefit for sure. Okay, so he says he plans to work until he's 70 to maximize the benefits. He can still file. He's at full retirement age. He can still file for sure, but he won't get the delayed earnings credits. So that's the conundrum here that you have to consider. So basically what would happen is you would file on your own record, potentially be reduced. And then when he dies, you'd get that. Certainly, we know that you'd lose your own, but get his instead. In the interim, when he does file, Social Security will give you the step up. If your spousal benefit is worth more than your own benefit, you'll get the best. But don't forget, spousal benefit is only half. So I don't think the spousal benefit would be a whole lot more than what you think. That's for sure. I don't know, but you'd have to look at that for sure. Anyway, hope that helps, Doris. That's a tough one there. This is one of those things about real estate investments. You always hear about the people who make money, but man, I know a lot of people got skunked. That's for sure. And I don't envy you at all. I don't know what the only thing you have is real estate assets. I don't know if that means you can take a reverse mortgage. I don't know what your situation is, but I wish I could be more of help. Sorry. All right, let's keep going here. Good luck to you though. All right, so we got let's see. Mary from Texas writes in, I learned today that I'm getting laid off after 18 years on the job. My question is, I'm 64. Should I take the 6 months of unemployment I'm eligible for? Would this reduce my Social Security benefits further? Last 39 quarters of the month. Okay, so all right, she says something about the 39 quarters. So if you have 10, basically if you've worked 10 years, you'll have the full benefit. So I can't tell, Mary, if you've only got 39 quarters. I don't know. They don't look at the last 39 quarters. They don't look at it like that when it comes to your Social Security. When it comes to Social Security, they literally look at your top 35 years of indexed earnings. So it doesn't matter per quarter, it matters your year. And then they index it with your average wage index according to your earliest year of eligibility. And so you're there. You're already at your earliest year of eligibility. Working longer isn't really going to do much for Social Security for your benefit, unless you have goose eggs. So let's say you only work 15 years, for instance. All right, so you got your 40 quarters, you're fine. So you're fully eligible for Social Security. Well, if you only got 15 years, you had a bunch of goose eggs, and now you're making $100,000. Well, that $100,000 will not be indexed with the average wage index. It'll just go directly into your total indexed earnings. So if you're it's just so confusing. Well, let's just write on the board here. So if you had 15 years of work and you've averaged, we're just going to say $30,000 a year. All right. We're indexing those at, I don't have my calculator. Yes, I do. So if I can reach it, hold on just a second. Yeah, hey, look at that. All right, so if you have 15 years and you've averaged $30,000 a year of indexed earnings, and again, that means $30,000 this year, might be $20,000 10 years ago, might be $10,000 20 years ago because it is adjusted for inflation. Nobody, you're not supposed to eat that. Mom's going to kill me. So 30,000 times 15, that means you got 450,000 of total indexed earnings, all right? Now what they do is they divide that by 420. All right, so 450 divided by 420, and we know your AIME is 1,071. So essentially, you're going to get of the first 960 of that, you'll get 90% of that. And then the rest of that, which will be 111, you'll get 32% of that. All right, so we know I know your benefit right now. It's going to be 960 plus 111 times 0.32. 35 plus 35, we'll say 36. All right. So, 960 times 0.9 times 0.9, I think it's 864, yeah, plus 36. So you're going to get $900. So your PIA, your primary insurance amount is $900. All right. And the reason for that is because you got 15 years of this kind of money, but then you got 30 years of zero. All right, so there's not 30. Yeah, well, no, you got not 30, 15, 20 years of zeros because they take your top 35. Then you got 20 years of zero. Does that make sense? And so 15 years times 30 is 150,000. 20 years times zero is zero. So you got 450,000 as your total index earnings. Now let's say you have 1 year making $100,000. So 1 year at $100,000, and that's this year. So that's going to be added to this right here. And this will not be indexed because you're already above the age of 60, which is when they don't index it anymore. So now we have 100,000 plus 450. So now we got your total indexed earnings of $550,000. You divide that by 420. Why 420? Because 35 years is what Social Security uses to figure of index earnings to figure out what your total benefit is. And if you times that by 12 months, that equals 420. So now we take 550,000. Pablo, you are such a mess. Divide by 420. Now your AIME went from 1,071 to 1,310. All right. And again, we know the first 960 will give you 90%, and then was that minus 960? That's 350. Will give us 32. So we know this is 864, and we know the 350 times 0.32 is 112. And so plus 864. So now your PIA will be $975. All right, so it's that working that one extra year at $100,000. Wait, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that's you. You didn't say that.